done my usual. Welcome everyone. Yes, we're muted, but not now. Thank you, World Anvil, for the raid, and welcome to Horror in the Mist, a D&D5e one-shot. This is my first ever live stream D&D game, so bear with me, and it's great to see you all here. Just a couple notes before we get into it. We have a couple of channel point redemptions. First is a re-roll, so any dice roll you can force a re-roll, but there are a maximum of 2 per roll. Otherwise we'll be spending the whole game doing re-rolls, and don't want to do that. Secondly, there is a channel point redemption for submitting an NPC name. Sensible options only, please. It may or may not get used. It depends on if I'm able to use it, but it's just there for a little bit of fun. And as I said, I'm DM Stretch, and with me are amazing members of ASC, and we'll go around clockwise, and we'll start with Esong, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, Songbird here. I am going to be playing a character called Isolde Diamondforge. She is a cleric. She is no nonsense, former City Watch guardswoman, and very meticulous about maintaining her long, feminine dwarven beard.
Thank you. And Scribe, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi. My name's Scribe, and I'm playing a character named Jory Trescott, who very much is a lot of nonsense. He's been fired as a wizard apprentice from, over 20 different wizards by this point, but he's picked some things up along the way, and with his donkey, he's going to just try and live another day.
Sounds good. And obviously, Dinosaur Bob, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yep, I'm RPG Dinosaur Bob. I will be playing Jerdin, a tabaxi or catfolk, for those of you unfamiliar, bard. Well versed in all of the latest and greatest midnight fence rail tunes of the catfolk. And that's about it for now.
Awesome. And Moonflower, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Moonflower Rider, and I am playing Rising Smoke Tallgrass, a tabaxi ranger who doesn't really know a lot about people.
Cool. And finally, last but not least, Games GM, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Last but not least, indeed. So I am Gamesy GM. Some of you will know me as Dan, and I am playing Elifethera, so a secret agent sea elf. I am a member of the noble house of Aqua, and as a secret agent, there are many things I am not at liberty to be able to disclose at this point. However, my secret network of supporters and operatives who can provide, shall we say, certain assistances during this adventure may prove useful. There will be some secret signs and passwords that only I, of course, will be aware of, that will be able to leverage certain hidden abilities and secrets throughout as we play. I have come out of the house of Aqua to undertake my mission as a senior agent. So I look forward to delving into the horrors in the mist and killing whatever comes out in the process.
I see Sable's got the popcorn already. That's good. I'll just move my mic. And finally, I'm DM Stretch. I'm a member of the ASC, streaming for 6 months. I wrote this one shot a little while ago, and look forward to running it today. And I hope you all enjoy yourselves. So,
for anyone that wants to, we do have a campaign page on World Anvil. The link has just been posted in the chat, so feel free to go and check out some of all the character artwork, some of our equipment, etc.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And without further ado, let's get into it. And to set the scene, our adventurers met in the city of Eladria. As a short meeting, they were sent to the small village of Vintior, just south of the Copperwood Forest, bordering the Camelin Mire. They have not been told much. Information was vague at best. They've merely been told to travel to the village and speak to the elder, a dwarf named Tharneg Snowbreaker, regarding some strange sightings in the area. Locals have been complaining of vivid and horrifying nightmares, and there's been an eerie low-lying mist creeping in each night. Whether the two are connected is uncertain. That's all the information I've been given. So, a light drizzle of rain starts to fall as you approach the village, while the evening sun starts to sink slowly below the murky horizon, masked by an eerie, almost ethereal mist that is starting to slowly encroach on the area. Warm glow of torches and candles being lit in preparation for the approaching darkness of night starts to appear as you tread closer. You see a few of these locals still going about their daily business, but most are either going home or to Vintior's only tavern for their evening wind down from the day's activities. A quiet, solemn atmosphere hangs in the air. Some people acknowledge your passing, but many keep themselves to themselves. Those you make eye contact with do give a slight smile, though. What do you do? And it's open to you. Any one of you?
What do we do?
Well, I guess as we reach the inn, I'm going to need to see to my my horse and wagon.
Mm-hmm.
So I will. Is there a stable at the back of the
There's
at the back of the inn, or is there a separate livery someplace?
There's a small lean-to, nothing much. There's a young boy there. Hello, sir. You need to sort out your horses, do you?
Yep.
You want to take them for you?
Yeah, and
Looks up.
I'll toss him. I'll toss him a couple of silvers. I'll toss him 2 silvers. Tell him to make sure he rubs the horse down nicely.
His eyes go wide at that. He looks at the coins, drops, puts them in his pocket hurriedly. So checks it in his pocket. Checks it's not going to fall out. Thank you. Yes, certainly. And he very keenly takes the horses, and starts sorting them out. And he turns back, gives you a smile, says, "Thank you."
Turn to Jaredin and just say, "Why did you pay him to do his job? He's a servant."
I just smile.
I just shrug. I don't understand you, Tabaxi.
I'm going to walk through town as we're entering, and I'm going to have a hood up to cover me from like the light mist and drizzle.
Mm-hmm.
And as I walk in, I'm going to be looking down the alleys to see if there's any sort of mischief that's happening, keeping an eye out for pickpocketers or lowlives or anyone else. And when I see that things are kind of calm, I'm going to try to find a local person of the guard, watchman, introduce myself, and find out where, get some directions specifically, since this is a town I haven't visited often.
Mm-hmm. There's some kids playing down this little side alley, probably doing something that the parents tell them they shouldn't do, but nothing illegal. It's just kids being kids. Some people walk past you. One sort of gives you a little nod and carries on walking. Mainly because he almost walked into you. Head just head down constantly as he's walking, and just manages to avoid it, and then goes along his merry way.
I huff indignantly to him and growl at him to watch where he's going. And I look at him just with a sideways glance and kind of saunter off.
You kind of head down. Sorry, and walks off.
Smoke will walk in, hood up as per usual in the rainy weather, and will walk with purpose to the biggest building there.
You're right near the tavern, which is quite fairly large. It's the town or village is a very simple affair. Not many buildings around. It is very small. You can see the border to the very start of the Kemlin Mire, not far away.
Smoke will walk into the tavern and try to find someone who's in charge of the tavern.
As you enter, there's a few people around. People are starting to come in. Some tired-looking people, mainly. You can see a couple of farmhands in the middle, enjoying a nice drink at the end of the hard working day. There's quite a burly man behind the bar, just wiping a tankard clean. He sees you walk in. There's a little bit of distance between the door and the bar. It's a nice warm atmosphere. You got a bard playing a lute in the corner, just quietly, nothing special, just a little background noise or background music. And the guy behind the bar waits patiently to see if you're coming towards the bar or not.
Smoke will go towards the bar and ask for Snowbeard or whatever.
Howdy, yeah.
Specifically saying Snowbeard or whatever.
You're after a town elder. Okay. Yeah, Tharnak. Yeah, he should be here very soon. Comes in around now. Depends on how busy his day's been.
Smoke will stand awkwardly and then ask for a drink.
Sure. What can I get you?
Smoke looks confused.
Maybe my accent. What can I get you? As in drink.
You have more than one drink here. Do you have water?
Kind of gives you a look. Sure. As a look as if to suggest he's waiting for an order of mead, ale, or beer, or something like that.
I will.
Look, I'll give you water.
Jerdin arrives right about the same time, and he just kind of walks up next to her, carrying. He's got a small chest under one arm, his backpack on, his dulcimer mounted on the backpack, and he just says, "Give her an ale, and one for me too, please. And have we got a room? And can I get a room for the night?"
Sure. He puts the water on the bar anyways. He's halfway through pouring it from the jug. He's already prepared. And sure, 2 ales coming up. I'll get back to you in the room. I'll just get the drinks sorted first.
And I'll turn to Smoke and smile and say, "When in Rome."
So are we still outside?
And I think a few of us have already
up to
moved
you.
into the
Yeah.
tavern.
If you want to be inside, you can be inside.
So I'm going to have a little look around. So whereabouts are we? So I take a little round. What is around me?
As you walk in the door, the main door is to the side of the building, side of the room. Off to your left is the bar, and some wooden pillars dotted around the side of the room, keeping the next floor up. there's an open middle to the second floor. Second floor is a balcony. There's stairs off to your right. In front of you are a few tables, some farmhands sat at one of the tables, just relaxing after a long hard day at work. There's a couple of people off to the far side of the room, just having a nice quiet chat and a drink. And there's a bard in the corner just playing some light background music.
I'll walk up to the bar with the others and say, Keep, we need a room for this evening.
So I heard. Are you all looking for individual rooms or not?
Well, of course. Why would I share with this riffraff?
We just so happen to have a few rooms available. At that, slight dwarf walks in, long grey beard, with a cane, sort of ambles in. Doesn't make much of an entrance of himself. He's quite relaxed. Walks up to the bar, tosses the cane forward with each step, and you notice he's got a very slight limp on his left leg as he's walking. And barkeep says, turns to Jardin. You said you're looking for a Tharneg. Here he is. That Tharneg's ears perk up. So somebody's looking for me?
Smoke will pause mid sip of water because that's what she has. And says, Snowbeard dude, right? Mr. Snowbeard?
Hey up, lad. Yeah, that's me. So, may I have the pleasure of your name?
I'm Smoke.
Welcome, Smoke. Glad to meet you. And he looks around to the rest of the group. I'm guessing, is all the group in now?
Yes.
I'm making my way inside. I don't think I've come in, and I don't think Scribe's character has shown up yet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my character's been just kind of following around. He was casting spells on his donkey as he was coming to town, so it looked like it had like a trail of flowers coming off the tail and all that. But he's just kind of quiet. He's apprehensive because he knows that there's trouble in the area, and so he's just kind of keeping to himself and kind of paying attention before he engages.
Since we're still outside, I'm going to see this donkey, which is giving off some clearly magical vibes, with a rider that seems clearly uneasy, and I'm going to approach them and ask them and try to like interrogate them a little bit and find out what they're doing here in town, because this looks suspicious. So I'm going to go up to this unknown person. I'm going to be like, I'm sorry, name and business, please.
And so Jory Trescott is going to take off his hat and he's going to kind of bow. And he's like, well, my name's Jory Trescott. I am a wizard. And he's going to cast Prestidigitation and cause his cloak to billow out as he holds his hand out.
Nice.
I see. One of these another magic user. Well, your business in town?
Wizarding. Spells and magic.
Fantastic.
And there's a ley line that got cut. Somebody was doing construction in their backyard without a permit. And, those ley lines can be very deep. So I came to investigate.
Interesting. Well, where are you headed?
Well, right now I'm taking Charisse here over to the pub, and I'm going to get something to eat and find out about my work here in the area. So just to confirm above table again. So we had all been sent here because we heard there was trouble.
Yeah. There's been a message sent to Aladria which is a request for help and looking for people that would volunteer to aid. The information was sketchy at best.
Cool. All right. So I'm still
When Jory says that, I'm going to be like, well, funny enough, I'm headed there myself. Would you mind some company? I want to keep an eye on this guy. This guy looks shady.
So when she asks if Jory would mind company, he's like, yeah, no, please. I'll follow you. You seem to know the way.
And we're going to walk off to the tavern and enter, I imagine, probably around the same time that this, shortly after the big Wiz Snowbeard dude shows up.
As you do that, Jory, while you're walking through town with the big show going on behind the donkey, you see some people giving you looks, mixed looks from the adults, and kids are wide-eyed at this image before them, and they're all following, kind of darting in behind a little cover here and there, and peeking round a corner, and wondering who this person is that's doing all this. But no one really bothers you too much. They're just not used to this kind of magical show. And the kids giggle, and they see you look at them and they giggle a bit more, and then sort of scurry off a bit. That's when you have your conversation and then go towards the pub.
Cool.
So as you go through, Isolde and Jory, you actually come in behind Tharnag into a nice warm environment. There is the fire in the hearth, which I mentioned, and as I've already mentioned, quite an open plan. Stairs to the upstairs, tables in front of you, bar is off to the left, and it's now a group at the bar, all talking.
I'm warming up my hands by the fire, keeping an eye on the shady wizard thing.
Mm-hmm.
Their wizards are always shady.
I'm going to turn around and look at the person and be like, I'm sorry, I don't think I know you.
Well, a commoner like yourself wouldn't, dear.
I'm sorry. I am not common.
Alifair looks you up and down and says, of course you're not, dear, of course.
For context, Isolde is wearing her guard uniform. She is mid-rank within the structure. She's probably, she's ambitious. She's higher rank than most people would be at her time of service, but she is not like a captain or in charge of anything particular of note that would earn her recognition. But she takes pride in being a hardworking and no-nonsense sort of keeper of the law individual.
Cool.
Cool. Alifair is a member or within the royal line, so considers anyone that is not above her pretty much scum.
Right. Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, while the rest of this riffraff is coming into the bar, after hearing Smoke introduce herself to the dwarf elder, I will add, it appears that I too am here to meet you, Sir Dwarf. Perhaps we should retire to a table and you can begin to fill us in on what it is that this town needs.
Certainly. Let me just.
If you just wait for me to get my gear stowed in a room, then I'm sure the bartender won't be but a minute in letting me know where it is I should move my gear.
Certainly. And he says, "Well, tell you what. If you're here to help us, we'll cover the cost of your accommodation. And when you're ready, meet me here, and we'll go talk somewhere a little bit more private. Just let me have a drink first."
Again, if the innkeeper will just show me to a room, I'll be at your call in a moment or two.
Yeah, the innkeeper's already at the hatch waiting. He's got the barman ears.
Yep.
So, certainly, sir. This way. Oh, thank you very much for the sub games. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
All right, so I will quickly follow the innkeeper upstairs, find my room, drop off my chest, my instrument, my backpack. For the moment, that should be enough. I'm wearing my rapier. I'm wearing my daggers.
Mm-hmm.
That'll do for now.
Okay. So
I'm going to be looking around and just trying to get a feel for the vibes of everything. Do I recognize the person? Do I recognize Thardak Snowbeard?
no, it's not a familiar face to you at all.
Okay. So my question is, how would my character know where to be meeting up with whoever they need to be meeting up with?
Well,
she's like at the fireplace warming her hands, and she's looking around for a sign that she's meeting the contact of who she needs to meet.
Mm-hmm. While you were in Eladria, when you answered the request for help, you recognised a couple of people that that were in the meeting ahead of you, and you recognise Smoke and Durdin. Vaguely, you were going in as they were coming out. So you assume that the same person sent you.
Yeah, two cats.
As he's
cats
so
are
I'm
easy to
gonna just
recognize.
while Elod is warming hands by the fire, I'll walk over and say, "So, what brings you to this quaint location?"
I was told I was needed,
Oh.
so I came. And you?
Well, I'm afraid that would be classified, but most certainly I'm here looking for certain artifacts and items. I think it sounds like we might be aligned.
I don't DM. Tell me if this is allowed or not. I want to do an insight check to find out if he's being honest or is like a black market trader and like trying to hide this from me.
Sure. So just drag the.
I'm just not sure how I feel about him.
Uh-huh. Yep, just roll it in the chat.
All right, let me know if I did that right.
Yep, you got it.
But I think I rolled pretty high.
Yep, you. So, Elafir, are you telling the truth, or are you twisting the truth? Or...
I think I'm going to do a charisma kind of role.
Mm-hmm.
As obviously out of character, you all know I am an agent, so I'm rather good at bending people to my will of finding out information. So I'm going to a degree, I suppose it's. Do you want an investigation or do you want charisma?
Actually, if you're trying to deceive, so I'm just messing around with my get my screen,
No,
right?
it's more to find out if what is here for, and
Right, yeah.
understand as a secret agent what is actually going on, so I know from my brief what's going on.
Yeah, that would be an investigation check.
I will most certainly do an investigation check. I'm not quite sure how to do that on here. Advantage.
Go to skills tab and scroll down to find investigation and the little plus number.
Wonderful. Where do I find the skills tab?
On your character sheet, it's the second tab where it says
Yeah.
notes and then or main and then skills.
There we go. It's it. See, it helps if you have your glasses on, really, doesn't it?
Yes, I was just
Right,
getting your
investigation.
That text could definitely use some improvement as far as font size.
Yes, if you're watching,
Yeah.
if you ever made this tool user friendly for eyesight.
Okay.
My eyes are bad enough as it is. 4-point thin
Yeah, he's
thin stroke and vertical to boot.
yeah. Should have loaded up the big fonts. I did earlier when I was messing around with things, and then when I loaded this up, I forgot to click the big fonts. Unfortunately, I would have to actually close down Fantasy Grounds.
it's fine.
Load it up.
We all like, no. All
Yeah.
right, so 19 on investigation from Elfie.
Okay. Isolde, I'll get to your insight in a minute. Elafir, you see the dwarf at the bar. You see the conversation going on between Jerdin, Smoke, etc. And
Oh, Daz just redeemed her reroll.
Oh, whose roll?
oh, yep. Which one? The investigation or the insight? I'll give it a minute for a reply there.
Ooh, anticipation.
Investigation.
The investigation needs to be rolled.
Is that mine or yours? That's mine.
Well,
That's yours,
I couldn't
Games.
remember. Sorry,
that
guys.
would be yours, Games. You're rolling at disadvantage now, apparently.
No, not disadvantage. I'm not that cruel. Well. Oh.
Yes, he is.
He clearly is. Yeah.
As you enter the
That's
bar.
now a 6, chat.
As you enter the bar, the contrast from quite dull outside to the nice, warm, light atmosphere inside dazzles your eyes a bit. You look at the hearth. It's got quite a bright flame going. Somebody walks past you, so you sort of move out of the way and let them go past, and you've got the conversation with Isolde. It all distracts you from what's going on.
Brilliant. So while I'm doing that, as I was trying to talk to, I'm not actually sure how to pronounce your name, Esau. Isolde. I'm going to gently, emphasis on the word gently, use Mind Silver as I talk to Sir Lloyd to just prompt some open and honest conversation from him.
Nice spell sound effect there.
Spell?
That is the sound of the spell.
It blends in nicely with the
Indeed, it was the music in the background, you see.
So, before I respond to anything, I want to get an idea of what's this guy's shtick.
You're slowly working out this guy is just an arsehole.
I don't know how slow that needed to be, but I'm just curious about how did I get anything from that insight check?
Yep. You can see through what Elafir is saying. I think there's something a little bit more to it. He may be selling part truth, but not the full truth.
Great. So I've been in this town for less than 20 minutes and I already see 2 suspicious, shady characters, and they happen to be my teammates. And Isolda's going to be over here, and she just kind of like, as he's saying this, she kind of puts her hand in her hair, and then she starts scratching her beard a little bit and like grasping her holy symbol for patience and blessings from the gods, and just like, okay, I have a sense of duty. These guys are not at all going to be trusted until they prove themselves.
Okay.
But I'm going to just return talking to Elfir and be like, well, I'm so grateful to be honored by your presence here in town. I'm touched, truly. I am looking forward to working alongside you and getting to know you a little better. She's being truthful about that, although perhaps her intent of why she wants to get to know you better is not exactly because of friendship. And she kind of looks at you and says, so it sounds like we have a mutual contact. Have you seen him?
I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to disclose. As I say that, I kind of, without being seen behind me, kind of move my hand to cast Mind Silver. I assume I need to throw a charisma check.
Mm-hmm.
I need a charisma check?
Because my magic is charisma based.
Does it need a charisma save?
Is it
from the
charisma
target?
save? I'm not sure.
Because if it says charisma save, it'll be the target.
No,
it's
it's
something.
just for me to roll to whether my spell actually works, I
Got it.
suppose.
Unless it
Wow.
has it to hit, it's just cast.
Okay, cool. Fine. I don't think I have a cast roll, do I?
Would I roll perception to see if I notice that? Because if he's warming his hands by the fire, his back's to me.
Mm-hmm.
You just will see my hands twitching.
I don't know. Smoke's just sitting at the bar and
Do I need to roll
watching the
anything,
room
DM?
while drinking water and
I don't believe
sniffing
so.
at the ale.
What is the wording of Mind Sliver? Because
Of Mind Sliver, you drive a disorientated spike of psychic energy into the mind of one creature you can see within range. The target must make an intellectual saving throw. However, I'm intentionally using it not as full force. It's more as a kind of just a gentle dull ache to try and give her some prompting as I ask my next questions of why is he here, and what does he come for? It's kind of an interrogation technique.
okay,
Because normally it would just do damage, right?
yeah, normally I can.
If it helps, I am female. There are bearded dwarven females.
Yeah.
It does.
So Esong, you need to do an intelligence save, which you
Not
go on
my
the main.
best roll. Or not my best skill, but I'll take it.
15?
It's a
Okay.
natural 15.
What's your intelligence modifier?
Mine, nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
So it's just a
So
flat
what's the
15.
DC? Elifir? What's your spell save DC?
13.
You pass.
You do indeed.
Do I notice that it happened? It is lower level, not as powerful.
You think something wasn't quite right. Something started affecting your head and it faded rather quickly.
I'm gonna turn around and try to look for a window that I as I was keeping my situational awareness on, see if there was a window that was open that I thought was that I missed. And I'm gonna go back to the conversation, just kind of dismiss it.
Okay. And we'll go back to Jerdin. What do you do now? You've got into your room. It's a fairly simple affair. You've got 4 walls, floor, roof, and a bed. It's comfortable, but it's not like grand 5-star hotel that you would have in Eladria. but it's certainly serviceable for the night.
Well, from my standpoint, any room will do. So I will leave my chest and my chest at the foot of the bed, leave my instrument on the bed,
Mm-hmm.
throw the backpack on the bed, and turn and head back down into the bar.
Okay. Give
If
me
I get a key, if I get a key, I'll lock the door.
Uh-huh. Give me a second. I just need to fix the dice roll capture.
Sure, chat
Thank
will
you, Daz,
appreciate
for that. I did have that all sorted.
And then, of course, life happens.
Yeah. Then Streamlabs happens. I will just go into studio mode to check the other one when it loads up. Loading up. Okay. Yep, that's okay. So if you talk amongst yourselves while I'm fixing this,
Yeah.
and decide what you're each doing.
So Jory knows that at some point he's going to pick up information about the job. But in the meantime, he's pulled out this tall, kind of like beer stein that appears to be made out of a shrunken skull with like the top cut off. And he's just going to take water and just kind of pour it in and watch it hiss and bubble and pour a little more in. And then if anybody notices, he's just going to like wave his hand in front of the shrunken skull part of the stein and just turn it into a regular stein.
Nice. Very nice. A couple of people in the bar sort of give you a look, sort of bemused, rather interested look. One nods as if to say, I was quite interested.
After figuring out who the contact is, I'm going to start making my way towards him.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping an eye out again, just with like my marks. I'm watching them. And whenever it happens, it doesn't have to be right now, but when Jory walks by, I'm like, yeah, okay, I knew you were coming. But when Crazy Wizard Dude starts walking to our table too, I kind of do a bit of a double take, and I'm like, there is no way this is who I'm working with.
Mm-hmm. And Smoke, what are you doing at the moment?
Smoke is basically kicking her legs at the chair and just drinking water and trying to make small talk, but failing miserably, like saying stuff like, what's the name of this town again? Stuff like that.
Thane comes over to you and says, well, I see a couple unusual faces in here. I understand you may have answered my message to Eladria. Have you come to lend a hand?
Are we all around him at this point, or
Well,
just a few of us?
as I'm returning to the table, I'll respond, yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Smoke will nod.
Yeah.
Are we at
It's
this
up
point?
to you, it's actually up to you to decide where you are in the room and whether you go over to him or not.
I'll head over and follow along with my interrogation to continue it further.
Okay.
When we sit down at the table, I flag someone down for an ale.
Smoke will just pass the ale that was bought for her over. Here.
sat there drinking the water, and here you go.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Smoke doesn't like the taste at all.
Fair enough. Well, I heard there's a group of you coming. Say information was sketchy on who, but I assume that people in here, and he nods at Durden coming back down the stairs. Once everyone's gathered, we go back to my house. We could talk in peace there. We could talk further there. And kind of looks around the room as if to say it's probably not the best venue for that kind of discussion.
Well, lead on.
Why would this not be a good venue for a discussion?
We will.
Why don't we
I'll
discuss
let you know.
that when we're in a better venue?
Yeah, I can talk more openly at my place. I've got a nice fire. We've got a nice bottle of wine if you wish to have a drink. So he kind of finishes his drink, claps his hands together, rubs them together. So shall we make a move? And
Lead
are
on.
you all together now?
Yes. I should
Probably.
There's gonna stand up and
Well, we're all here at the same time. Whether or not we're all together, I think, remains to be seen.
Yeah.
he's gonna brush himself off, and he's gonna put the beer stein between his hands and just kind of close them like this, and he opens his hands, the beer stein is done. He's like, all right, let's go.
I will chug whatever was left in the stein that I had purchased before, and let's go.
Okay, I'm just editing. You got the
Will be
bar.
like, can I bring this back later? Pointing at the mug of water.
He nods and yeah, sure. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
He normally does, as he nods towards Tharneg. And you walk out, he leads you straight down the street, and you've got the main street going across. There's a smaller street going sort of straight ahead. There's a turn off. Means you pass a couple of houses, and there's another turn off and a pathway up to a nice size but fairly modest house. You could tell that even though he's a village elder, he sees himself as one of the people. He's not one of the superior
As we
types.
walk up to the house, can I cast detect magic to see if there's anything around this area? Because I wouldn't naturally just enter a house without knowing where I'm going.
Yeah. You cast it, and it's just a fairly simple little hamlet becoming a village. There's no magic to be seen at the moment.
Okay.
He gets up to his front door, unlocks, opens. Inside is quite a tall, very thin man, sort of late middle ages, quite gaunt features, grey hair. Evening, sir. As he nods, Tharneg goes to him. Oh, Harold, we have guests for tonight, so if we could prepare a private place to talk next to the fire. And he goes, yes, sir, understood. And Tharneg turns to the group and says, well, if you'd like to follow me, please come this way. What do you do?
Well, I mean, I just follow.
I'm going to be the first person in line, but I'm going to be like extra on edge of just trying to be aware of my surroundings, saying a prayer of awareness
Mhm.
to my goddess.
Okay.
2 slightly strange questions for Smoke. 1, is there any animals nearby? And 2, is there any plants with like berries or anything on it nearby?
You see in the distance is a few fields. There's a couple of small farms attached to the village. You just kind of squint your eyes. It's a bit of a distance. You guess one is crops and one is kind of livestock. There's a chicken running around town. Kids tend to stay out of its way. Other than that, there's the normal wildlife that you would expect, birds in the air, and that's about it.
Smoke will randomly ask about the chicken.
That thing, yeah, I belongs to the woman a couple of doors down, but it's always getting through that fence. Another job I keep meaning to do, actually. She did ask me to reinforce her fence, but the chicken's harmless. Everyone in the village knows to leave it alone. So it's not become dinner yet.
So Smoke wanders off for a few steps, then comes right back and is like, "Oh, I forgot. We're here."
Yep. And at that, Harold comes through. He's got a couple of chairs, pulls a couple of chairs, gets the fire going, and he's got a tray with tea and coffee stuff. Thardik goes to him, "Oh, come now, good stuff." So he goes to the corner of the room, opens up a little cabinet. There's a nice bottle of wine, some goblets, lays them out, and sort of bows and makes an exit out of the room and closes the door behind him. Tharnek steps forward and pours you each a glass of wine, offers, and step back as if to offer, and allows you to pick whichever one up you want, if you want.
Jory's gonna go ahead and grab a glass, and he's gonna kind of sniff it like he knows what he's doing, take a sip, and he's gonna look straight at the guy and he's like, "So, I heard this job pays in money and not exposure."
Yes. If you'd like to make yourselves comfortable, we can have a talk. And he sits down next to the fire in a nice, comfortable but well-worn chair. You can see that's his favourite chair.
I'll turn to him and say, "So you sent out letters, as we seem to have collectively understood. Why have you sent out letters of requests?"
He sort of gestures towards the chairs and said, "Right, well, I will go into that. We can speak here because what I have to say is not for the ears of others. Our small village has been plagued by some sort of curse for weeks now. At first we thought nothing of it, but when many residents, myself sadly included, start suffering similar nightmares almost every night, we start thinking this is no mere coincidence, nor is this bizarre mist that creeps in each night either. Just rolls in off the bog over there. He gestures his hand towards the direction of Kemlin Mire. I'm looking for people to venture into that mire, investigate what could be causing this phenomenon, and if they can put an end to it, bring back proof if you can, if there is any proof. They would have the whole village's deepest thanks and be well rewarded too. And kind of lays back, arms, hands to the chest. Are you up to that task?
You want us to bring back proof about a mist?
Well, if something's causing it, then we'd like to know that if it's been dealt with.
So let me get this straight. You believe that it's worthy of our time to go and investigate some astro environmental phenomena because you're getting bad dreams?
Well, when we're all suffering very similar dreams, and this mist is unusual. It's never happened before. We don't know if there's a
you're
connection.
experiencing?
Quite horrific scenes of, well, death, doom, and many of us waking up cold sweats. I mean, I've never suffered with nightmares before. I used to. Well, I've never not lived here all my life. I used to have an active life in my youth, but it's dodgy knee. Can't do that anymore. And I've seen some strange things. It may be nothing. It may just be mist. But these nightmares together, if there is anything, then I'd be very grateful if it was solved. Or you could come back, tell us there's nothing, and we'll carry on suffering these
Where
nightmares.
did this mist first come from?
It rolls in off the bog, that to the west, every single night.
And what have you done to investigate the fog and or prevent it yourselves?
Well, we've been scratching our heads. None of us are really magical or anything here. You've seen the town. A lot of them are quite elderly. There's no adventuring types here. This is a quiet, very small village. Truth be told, many people are afraid of that damn mire. There's something dark, something not right with it.
I'm wanting to turn towards Jory. And I want to ask Jory, since he's the only one I think I know is overtly a wizard, and ask, is this something that magic users would be able to do? Does this seem magical to you? Does this seem plausible?
Jory kind of takes that all in and thinks about it. He's like, well, there are a couple different phenomena that could be related to the current. He's kind of looking around, he's like, phenomena. But I'd have to get a closer look before giving an official analysis. As for bad dreams, if those continue after we're through here, I'd say do lots of push-ups and take cold showers.
Smoke will stand up a bit abruptly and say, I have to go talk to a chicken now. And will start to walk away and then stop a second. Oh, I'm gonna find out what the chicken knows.
He gives you an odd, really confused look. Okay.
Animals notice more than you think.
Ooh.
Jardin is going to sit back in his chair and fold his arms, and he's going to ask the elder. So it seems it may fall to me to be the crass one here, but apart from a free night at the inn, do we have any interest in successfully solving your problem?
Oh, you'd be rewarded in gold.
Jory's like, how much?
A substantial sum. I
So
can
a
give
big
you
sum?
100 gold up front each.
Okay.
I turn to him and say, "It's fine. You can keep your money." You say this fog came
I'll
off.
take his then.
Yeah, we'll keep his money.
You mentioned a particular name when you said where it had come from, LE something. I want to kind of know a little bit more about that.
Kemlin Mire.
Yes.
Yes, it's the area of bogland west of Vintior has a dark reputation. Many people hear strange, eerie noises, and it's just got that spooky feeling about it, where the hair stands up in the back of your neck, and people talk about it in hushed whispers and things like that.
Would we know much about myth or legend about it?
It's mostly a local legend. There's been trickles of information come to Eladria and surrounding areas. Just that it's a dark, foreboding place that you want to avoid. No one knows much because no one really goes there.
Okay. How far away is this bog?
The village borders the beginnings of it. So there's a short walk, then you're into the bogland, and you know it's quite a large expanse of land.
Okay. I look around the room. Is there a quiet corner I could stand in without being overlooked?
Sure, there's simple furniture around. It's
If not, I would walk outside if there wasn't.
Do you mean by overlooked, like us not watching you?
Yes, exactly.
you're in a
Look at
ring
him.
around the fire on the far wall. So you're all facing towards the fire. So if you go towards where you came in through the doorway, you'd be away from the group.
I will
Assuming we
do
didn't turn and
that.
look at you, though.
I will do that and then open the door and step outside for a moment. And then I will then pull out my code book for covert factions and just see if the word bog and or the other name you said is listed.
Hope is
It's
out there, but she casts speak with animals on a chicken.
okay. And chicken looks at you. Huh? Hello?
So
Are you going to eat me?
I've heard that there's a lot of weird stuff going on. Can you show me exactly where the mist comes on first?
It kind of does a turn. It's got its wings like that, and bemused look on its face. Show you? I don't know. I just running around town.
You have to have noticed something.
I eggs all day, and take myself for a walk when I want, because there's a big hole in sticky thing.
At least
there.
show me where the hole is.
He
in
kind
your
of walks.
fence.
He kind of walks towards the hole, and he kind of squeezes through, pops up the other side.
Smoke finds a rock and blocks the hole.
As you do that, Smoke, you're the first to notice this. There's quite a commotion some distance away. A few doors the other side of Tharnag's house. A woman is very distraught and running from person to person, running around in rings, and tears streaming down her face. And she runs towards Tharnag's house, bangs on the door. quite visibly in distress. And the rest of you hear a knocking on the door and people outside, because two or three people have seen this woman and the distress. It's kind of the village where everyone knows everyone, and they're trying to comfort her and find out what's going on. At that, Thane pops his head up. Harold, we have a visitor. What do you do?
Smoke just finishes putting the rock there and then runs over.
Okay, you're running towards the house at the same time that Harold opens the door and there's some mumbling and some crying from the door, and Harold sort of gives a gentle nod and enters the room. And so I think you need to attend to this. We've got a woman in quite some distress. I think you need to go have a word, sir. And then bows out the room. At that, Tharnag, quite a worried look in his face. So, excuse me, people. I'll go see what's going on. At that, as he gets to the front door of his house, he says, "So, what's the problem?" And a very distraught woman cries out, "My son, he's gone. I can't find him anywhere. I've been searching for an hour. Damn, I think he's gone to the bog. I think he's gone to the old mire. Please, can we, I need someone to look for him, please."
Jory,
Gone to the bog, then surely, he'll be back in a minute. He's only gone to the toilet.
so Jory gets up out of his chair and he's walking over with a purpose, ready to go and track this kid down. But he asks the parent, was like, "So why would a kid go to the bog?"
He's mischievous sort. He's always getting himself into trouble. Well, he likes to explore and. Well,
Would we know this, by the way? Because only Song knows of this event. We're still in. Well, I'm outside the house checking my book. Everyone else
right.
is indoors talking to the person outside the fire.
Yeah. You
Oh,
can
my
probably hear the commotion from where you are, Elafir. If you're outside the house, you're most likely seeing the group approach.
I will, obviously, as soon as I hear a commotion after I've looked up what I was looking up, so if I found anything, let me know. I would then start heading over to find out what on earth all the noise was about.
And Jory, what do you do?
When I hear the commotion too, then
Yeah.
well, then I'll head outside and at some point repeat the question that I asked earlier, erroneously.
Tharnag steps back. So, well, we're going to investigate the bog anyway. Come in. And Harold, if you could find a quiet spot for this lady, please. And turns to you, turns to the group. So, well, I wanted you to investigate the bog anyway. If you could find this woman, that he turns round to the woman. What is his son's name? And she says, "Mickey. His name is Mickey." And he says, "I would pay you extra."
You have no idea why he would go to the bog?
He's a silly sort. He likes to just run off and explore. He doesn't quite understand how dangerous it is.
How old is he?
He is 10 years old now. I keep trying to tell him, but it won't go through his thick skull. At that, Harold leaves the woman away, gets a glass of or a cup of water.
Before the woman leaves, Isolde is going to get out her notebook from her pouch and like jot down all the identifying information, height, weight, hair color, favorite stuffed animal that it might have been traveling with, any pets, like and I was going to ask, like, do you have an item or something of his that would be that would let him know that if we came for him that we are safe? Like, do you have a blanket that he likes, or a token, or a family heirloom that we could show him?
It's a child, not a dog. So they're not going to go and like blankets.
Yeah. At that, you see her, she's actually clutching a little carved doll that he quite likes. And her face brightens a little bit with a little bit of hope. Here you go. He's, well, about average for a child of his age. Dark hair, brown eyes. Please show him this. He'll know that I sent you. I've sent you.
What's the doll's name?
He kind of looks at it. It just doesn't have. It doesn't have a name. It's just a random. He's not named it. He just quite likes it. I don't know why he's not named it actually.
Nameless doll. All right.
Is Smoke there?
Yeah, you've followed in behind. Harold has gestured for the people outside to let you through.
Smoke taps the woman's shoulder and asks, where is the point where where's the last place you saw him?
I saw him playing outside our house. I turned, and he must have wandered off. I've been spending the last hour trying to find him. I can't find him. Please, just. There's a path
Find a
out.
trail or anything. I need to know where to look.
Yeah.
Where is your home?
Dynag now takes over and sort of nods to Harold, points with eyes to the door and says, this is Harold's lead away to somewhere where she can sit down and sort of relax a bit. And so I'll show you. He steps outside of his house. Just walk down this road. It turns into the path of that leads to the Kemlin Mire. Just keep on walking. The path will dwindle after a little while, but that's a good place to start.
The best place to start would be the last place he was seen. I might be able to find footprints at her home that lead away or something.
And he points, of course. He points across the way, across the road, a couple of doors down. There's a little path, and there's a couple houses set back. And it's just down there, 2 doors down, one on the left.
What time of day is it, by the way?
You're getting towards the evening. It's starting to come to sunset now.
Smoke asks if Snowbeard can return the mug. It's by where I fixed the chicken fence. She put it down to pick up the rock and put it there. And then she goes off towards the house.
I'll get that sorted. Okay. So you're heading towards the house. What's everyone else doing?
I'm going to look at the others and look at look up at the sky and look at the dimming light, and I'm going to turn, and just kind of offer out to the crowd. I know speaking for myself, and I'm assuming Smoke, and from what I know of you bearded folk, nighttime is as good a time as any to go following this kid and possibly even investigating the mist. But I don't know how that works for you other two. But I for one, am gonna follow along with Smoke and see what we can do. Smoke seems a little unpredictable, so
That
I
is a
think
good way to
somebody having
describe
her
Smoke.
back is not a bad idea.
So before I head off, did I find anything in my code book?
You found a mention, and it's basically saying it's not a great deal of information, but it's a place to be wary of. Keep your wits about you. There's some strange sights, unexplained sights that have been reported in the area. Quite how believable the reports are, nobody knows.
Okay. Are people heading towards the bog now?
Good question.
Smoke's at the house
You're at the house.
looking for a specific trail.
Mm-hmm. And what's everyone else doing?
I'm waiting a few steps off from wherever Smoke is, and waiting for her to find a trail.
I'm going to say goodbye to, I forgot his name. I'm so sorry. If it's still Snowbeard, are we still talking to
Yeah.
Thardak? I'm going to thank him for his time. And if it looks like everyone else is also leaving, I'm going to turn to what race are you, Jory?
I am a human.
I'm going to look at you and I'm going to say, you up for this?
Jory's going to think that through, and he's going to take off his hat, and he's going to start looking at different stitching that he has in the hat, and he just kind of confirms what he's looking for. He's like, yes, and he puts the hat back on.
Okay. And she's just going to kind of like, no nonsense, be like, okay, you do your thing. I'm headed out, because the faster this trail, the longer it takes us to get to this trail, the better chance we have of it going cold.
Mm-hmm. At that, one of the crowd.
So try to keep up.
Yeah. As you wander off, one of the crowd just turns and says, thank you. You should know this.
What time of day is it, by the way?
You're getting to around about 8 o'clock at night, that kind of time now.
So I don't think it's probably a good idea that we head to the bog at night. I'm going to probably talk to the mother and understand when did she last see her son, and understand if they had been into a fight, or if there's anything that has upset the boy, to work out whether he has motive, means, and opportunity to run away.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, 3 of us can see perfectly well at night.
So can I.
Yeah, elves, yeah.
For me, it's no different, but I still don't. It would be against protocol to head into an unknown location at night.
But if the mist comes at night, wouldn't it be better to investigate it when and be there when it appears?
Well, true.
Yeah, Jory's on board.
Yes, we might have to lead the human by the hand, but
In true, yes, humans don't tend to be very robust. They break far too easily.
I don't remember games. Do elves have low light, dim vision, or
Dark
full
vision?
dark vision?
So I have night vision up to, I think, 60 foot.
60 feet,
Okay.
yeah.
I
Jory
also
is going-
sea elf have some additional bits and bobs that kind
Okay.
of others don't have. So I've
So
got
four of
stealth.
us can see perfectly well for 60 feet anyway. Should be able to see perfectly well.
Jory is going to pull his scarf out, and he's going to kind of like read a bit of script that's been stitched in, and then he's going to snap his hand, and he's going to have a floating ball of fire in his hand
Nice.
that lights the way, and then he's just going to step out on the water, and he's like, "Let's go."
I can't tell you how tempted I am to cast counter spell.
How cruel. How cruel. I can't stop you. But Isolde one of the crowd randomly turns to you and say, some say there used to be an old dark tower somewhere in that bog. An old foreboding place. If you see it,
Just the kind of place a 10-year-old child might want to explore.
I believe it's quite a way in, but if you see it, I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. And they wander off.
Can I roll investigation to see if there's anything of note that might indicate the child leaving or being taken?
You see small tracks about the size of a 10-year-old's feet wander away from the house.
Following anything? I wonder.
Not at first,
Okay.
and it gets lost in the tracks of other people. You can see other tracks around. Some going the same way, some going the opposite way, some crisscrossing. So there's been people walk the path since. There's a couple tracks leading the same way. Whether you can tell they were at the same time, we don't know.
Can I roll? Do I have to roll survival to follow them, or are they clear enough?
Yeah, you can roll a survival check.
14.
14, nice. Yeah, you can follow them quite easily.
Smoke looks to the group and points to the ground and in the direction she's headed in, and then just follows the tracks without seeing if they're coming.
Okay.
Oh, Jory follows along.
I follow.
I will fall in right behind her, but leave her a few feet, about 5 feet or so.
Okay. Right. I'm just trying to get the filter right on the dice rolls capture because I realise it's capturing the wrong.
No problem.
Technology.
Yep.
So obviously we now know there is a kid that's run away. We know there's some weird mist, and none of us know each other yet. And that there's a really shady dwarf cleric.
And
I don't know about shady,
much.
but suspicious of everyone else here,
I
and
was gonna
most
say,
importantly,
and
you.
we've all been getting along so well, yes.
You know, one of us might have tried to torture somebody into giving truthful answers. I'm not sure who that would be.
No idea. I wanted to just point out above table that my suspicion of all of you is something that's going to tie us together.
Or divide us completely. Dun dun dun.
Oh no, I'm going to follow you. I'm not going to let you out
I'm
of
a
my
secret
sight.
agent. That's whether you can follow me. Maybe I'm like smoke.
Pretty
I'll just
top-notch
disappear.
detective. We'll find out.
If my roles from earlier are anything to go by, no, I won't.
Also dependent on chat.
Indeed.
Yeah, very much so.
I don't know. The only thing going through Jerdin's mind so far is the fact that, you know, the only thing more obnoxious than a self-important elf is a self-important noble elf.
Indeed. There
Well,
might be a slight secret to why I am an agent and I have left my noble house as a line of
I'm
succession.
sure there is, yeah.
just want to remind everyone, both in game and in chat, that we are using World Anvil as our host for this world, but also have a chance to use their campaign features. So a couple of us have posted some of our nice thoughts about what's going through our characters' minds. If you've never used that feature before, when you click the campaign link, you need to click on each character and you'll get like their stream of conscious Twitter thoughts. There's not a location where everyone's thoughts can be in one spot, but if you click on our characters, you might get a little insight into what's going on. So
Mhm.
check it out if you're interested.
And I'd also like to mention that, as well as World Anvil, we are using Fantasy Grounds as our VTT, and any maps that may or may not appear may or may not have been created on Dungeonfall. But we are not affiliated, not sponsored by any of them. We just really like the software.
While we're doing commercials, I see I still need to connect into the campaign. I don't have a character up here yet.
Yeah, I actually can only see Smoke and myself in the World Anvil, and
I see three. I see
Izor.
Izolda without no. There's no icon, but
Yeah, I
there's
left
an
it as an
entry.
optional thing
Yeah.
if you wanted to join. I know people have been quite busy recently.
We'll get to that.
Well, as they say, there's nothing more permanent than a temporary solution.
Right. If you are interested, if you're in game and you're wanting to create something, you create a quick character with just your name and the RPG system, and then use the link to join the campaign.
I did want to ask. I forgot to mention that I wanted to bring Charisse the donkey along. If,
Oh my gosh.
if that's okay, then she'll be there. If that's not okay, then she'll stay in town.
Yep, that's not up to me, actually. If it's your donkey, you can take it if you want to.
Okay, I just didn't.
It's
talk
your
about going back for
donkey.
it.
You can take it
Yep.
if you want to. Take it if you want
And
to.
if you want to take the
Yes.
donkey in the Camlin Mile, then you are welcome to.
All right.
No promises about its survival.
Exactly, one of us might kill it.
So Esong, what does that create
I
a
might.
character quickly and then just do what?
Put your name in there and then the system you're going to use. And then the link to join the campaign, I'll put it to you in the Zoom chat.
Other products are also available, but we are using Zoom.
Yes.
Basically, as we're going through the swamp, I'm using mold earth to continually make a path for Charisse as she walks.
Okay. So as you walk on, the ground firms up beneath the donkey, stops them sinking into the soft ground. So, you're all trekking off together?
Well, I probably wouldn't head to the bog at night. It doesn't sound like a very good idea.
As
Yeah,
you
if you do.
express your reluctance as we walk, I'm going to turn to you and say, "Oh, is our esteemed colleague scared?"
No, just some of us have brains, unlike you dwarves.
Yes, and I have a brain that knows the trail is best when it is fresh.
Yes, I suppose because you're closer to the ground, you should be able to see it. So on you trot.
If you would like to be left behind, that's fine with me. And I just gonna turn around and walk.
Oh yes, don't forget to take the bags as well.
Smoke
as we
stops
are
for a
walking-
second. Oh,
go on.
sorry. You can go.
No, go ahead.
Smoke stops walking for a second, turns around and says, "Most missing people are found within a couple hours, if they're still alive. If you want to find them dead, we can wait." Smoke didn't like his comment. Then Smoke turns around again and starts walking some more.
I will be back in about 2 minutes. I have to deal with something very quickly that I.
Uh-huh.
We
No
will miss
problem.
you and await your return.
No problem.
Perhaps that's a good time to take an impromptu break to
Mhm.
freshen
Yep.
our glasses.
If we take a bio break and say what, back in 5 minutes?
I hope you all realize that Smoke is an absolute weirdo, and that is what I'm going to say.
Quite liking the character.
Smoke
So,
is just weird.
yeah.
I'm gonna admit that.
I'm just going to the Be Right Back screen and
We'll
chat.
see you
We
all
will
soon.
be back
Okay.
soon.
Can everyone hear me?
Now they can. Very sorry about that. Okay. I'll rewind. I did my usual. Sorry, guys. As
Give me a
we...
second.
Oh, are we better now, or?
Yeah, we're unmuted now. We're live now.
I'm
Okay.
still seeing microphone checks come up.
Yeah, that'd be the lag.
Yay!
No
we have
lag.
sound.
Here we
Yeah.
go. Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, chat, for letting me know. So, as we left off, the party were deciding whether to head into the Camelin Mire to investigate the strange mist, the nightmares, and also to search for a little boy that's gone missing. What do you do?
So are we following anyone, or are we just wandering out?
It's just you at the moment because no.
Well, Smoke was following a trail.
Mhm.
I'm following Smoke. I don't know about the rest of you.
I'm following Smoke, but I'm also wanting to keep an eye out for any other signs. I'm not just of the trail, but like, are there signs of like animals that are also following the trail? Are there signs of other footprints? Like, can I roll like an investigation or a perception or something check to see if like there's anything else that my character needs to be like aware of?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
As she does that, as it's getting dark, as you're a dwarf, I'm guessing you're struggling to see, right?
Dwarves have dark vision, I
Yeah,
believe.
dwarves have dark vision.
But you would only see grey, so you wouldn't be able to see the path very well. So if I cast light, which I can do at will, that should would that give her
Oh
advantage?
yeah, Dory has also got flames going.
Oh,
light
okay,
source.
fine.
If you want to add to that, you can.
I will cast light, and then would Isong then get advantage?
How far into the bog are we, by the way?
You're literally on the path towards it. So you're
we're
at the
not
very,
in the
very
bog.
start. You're right on the border of the little village.
Okay. Let me know when we get 2 miles into the bog, please.
Okay. And Isolde, with your roll of 13, you can...
I rolled twice accidentally, so you tell me if I actually had advantage. I was trying to get Fantasy Grounds to work for me and just did a little bit.
I'll take the 13. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. My eyes. my eyes are certainly blind. Sure. Okay. You can see there's traces of things around the tracks. You're not too sure whether it's at the same time. You don't know how old the tracks are. You're not too sure.
I'm gonna just tell everyone, like, be alert. There's more than just. It looks like he wasn't alone.
Are the tracks bigger than the child's tracks, by the way?
Yeah. There's other little tracks, as you would expect, little animals that dart around, usually out of sight, but nothing that you'd really take any notice of. And let me get my window back. Okay, so you trek off into the murky unknown of the Camelin Mire in search of the missing child and some answers. The path is firm and clear to start with, but steadily tapers down to almost nothing. Then you have to contend with the thick, wet mud that almost seems to try and consume your feet, apart from Jory, you're casting your spell, and venture forth. After a short while, a thick fog starts to roll in and seems almost eerily unnatural. This gets thicker and thicker over time, to the point you can barely see 5 feet in front of you. How do you proceed?
Is that all of us can only now see 5 feet, or?
Pretty much, yeah. And with your light spells going, you know the old headlights in the fog trick?
Yeah.
It's making it quite hard to see what's in front of you.
So
Okay.
what I'd like to do then is, can I roll an Arcana check to see if there's anything magical that I can detect or tell about the fog?
Yeah,
Can I do the same?
yeah. But do not go and check.
In the background, your donkey is braying, according to Dazzlecat.
That's 20.
Ow!
Uh,
Did it work? I don't know.
Yep, I've got it.
Okay, cool.
Elfir, you're almost blinded by the light against the fog. That's just obscuring your vision. But Dory, your more orange flame doesn't light up the fog as much, and you can see quite clearly. You detect something on this fog. This isn't natural fog. This seems to be caused potentially deliberately. And to roll in every single night, no matter the weather, is certainly unusual.
So, since Smoke can't see, she's gonna cast Primeval Awareness to try and get a heads up if there's anything nearby.
Mm-hmm.
That allows me to expend a spell slot and be able to sense aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead within a mile of her for 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any?
You don't detect anything on that list at all.
Okay.
So, as mist is water, right?
Basically, yeah.
Can I use shape water to move it out of my way?
You can.
And so I can
So
sort of
how do
see
you-
a lot further.
Mm-hmm. As you shape the water, how do you shape it? What do you make it do?
I will, so I can change its occupancy, not
Mhm.
occupancy, transparency level. So I'll make it clear.
As you do that, you gather the mist in front of you, and to make it clearer, you need to gather it together to make bigger droplets that will just fall. But as you do that, you can see a little bit further. You can see up to about 10 feet in front of you. But the more mist you gather, the more the mist swells in to fill what was there.
So, question.
Go on.
As a Twilight Domain cleric,
Mm-hmm.
I have Eyes of Night, which allow me to see through the deepest gloom, and I have dark vision out to a range of 300 feet.
Mm-hmm.
In that radius, I can see dim light as if it were bright light, and darkness as if it were dim light.
Yeah.
Does that do anything?
No, because this is magical fog.
Just making sure.
Yeah. There's
If
another
it's
hint.
magical fog, can I just dispel it?
You can
try.
dispel it at the source.
You can try.
You can try.
Find out what happens.
It would be a level 7 spell.
I don't
I do.
suppose any of our magic users have gust of wind, do they?
I do. I have gust.
Go for it.
Do you want to do a check to see whether it would work or not? Like an insight check or something?
Yes, please.
Wisdom.
If anyone in chat would like to redeem a reroll, that'd be useful.
Yep.
You begging for chat? Chat help! Chat
Well,
help!
Can I pay for it
How
myself?
generous Siobhan and Dazzlecat feel right now.
No players can redeem a reroll.
Jordan will mutter so that the mages can hear, so that the two magic users can hear. I'm not as well versed in this as others, but I've seen a bit in my travels. a spell to create wind would be good, but how long would it last, and would it be worth casting?
I can cast it at will, and it can control 30 feet of air around me in all directions.
Well, at
Uh,
will would definitely be worthwhile.
Uh-huh.
You got your
And
rerolls.
yes, you got your reroll.
Woo! Right, I will do. Thank you, guys.
You got 2 of them.
Please
so-
work.
2 of them.
Yeah, there we go. I only needed one.
Yep. Naz, do you want that to stay? Or you can use the reroll later if you want to. I'll wait for chat to respond before I do anything.
I think we got about a 10-second delay right now.
About that.
At least that, yeah.
And obviously, people have to type a message as well.
Yeah, which
Also true.
save for
Save
later.
Save for later. Okay. You think that gust of wind won't clear the fog, but it might give you a little bit more visibility.
Well, I can do it at will, so
Mm-hmm.
goodbye fog.
Yeah, you blow this wind ahead of you, and you can now see a fair distance, about 20 feet in front of you. The fog around you is still quite thick. You've got a little area, a little pocket you've made for yourself.
Yeah, I can do 30 foot around me as an area.
Cool, so you've got that around you.
Basically a big disc.
Are there any trees around?
No,
Okay.
well, you can only see 30 feet at the
Well,
moment.
By the way, wizard, you could help.
I just don't
I
know
could.
the difference between bog and swamp at the moment.
Yeah,
So Gary is going to. He's going to pull the hat off, and he's going to pull it inside out until he's found the right spell in the stitching. And I do not know that cantrip, so it's a hat of wizardry for the audience. And as long as I pass an DC 10 Arcana check, then I can cast a spell. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that.
mhm.
I did not.
Oh,
That's a 7.
As, do you want him to be able to use your reroll?
Or does anyone else want to redeem a reroll?
Or as Siobhan said earlier, nah.
Bog is like brushy place, swamp is more big trunk trees, and yeah, swamps tend to be wetter as well. Use it, yep.
Use it.
All right, cool. Okay, 17.
That works.
So I'll do gust as well.
Cool. So you've got quite a clear area around you now. In 30 feet, 2 circles kind of slightly overlapping. So you've got 30 feet plus the distance between you.
So basically, it looks like 2 balls walking through the wind.
Pretty much. Okay. So let me get my screen up. As you trudge into the dense, miserable haze, you start to notice signs of movement around you. Quiet at first, becoming more and more clear. These
I'll put up
become
my hand as soon as I hear noise and just tell everyone to stop.
okay. You all stop, and these noises become unmistakable as scurrying of many feet, and then chittering, hisses, and screeches of some unknown creatures all around you. Out of the fog darts a shape, almost like a shadow taking solid form. Before you have a chance to react, its dagger-like talons swipe out and vanishes back into obscurity. But it darts across this space you've created, but thankfully due to the gust of wind, you can see it coming, whereas before you wouldn't have done through the fog. So
I want to turn to smoke.
mhm.
and turn and say, I don't know what you did, but I saw you doing weird things with the chicken. Can you do those weird things now? Do you have any idea what these things are saying?
Smoke will think for a minute and then try it. I doubt it will work, but she's trying. Speak with animals.
You don't have a chance. This thing just screeches and darts across the 30 feet.
What does it look like?
It's literally humanoid, a very gaunt humanoid, but it's literally black. Completely black. It's almost featureless.
How tall?
Approximately 5 feet. It moves
Smoke
quite.
turns. Oh, sorry.
It moves quite fast, and comes towards you. And Games, can you do a deck save,
No,
please?
I can't. Piss off.
Sorry, I rolled randomly.
How do I do a deck save?
Go on your main screen. You got
Yep.
numbers down the right hand side that matches your attributes. Right hand side are saves, left are checks.
So I need to do a save, yes?
Yeah.
Perfect. Bear with me 2 seconds. I've got a thing that helps.
And
with
as you see it
dexterity.
coming, I will give you advantage.
Okay. I've got a thing that helps with dexterity. Hang on, bear with me. You have advantage on dexterity because I'm
So
wearing an elven cloak. So do I get double advantage? 'Cause that's the
No, it
thing.
is just advantage.
Perfect.
So-
Right.
Yeah, there's no double advantage in 5e.
As he's rolling, does it
17?
look like
Don't know.
an undead?
I'll go again. I only rolled once, I think.
It's not undead because Primeval Awareness didn't pick it up.
No,
Did it roll
I'll
once?
ignore
No.
the nat 1 because it's already rolled with advantage for you anyway.
Perfect.
So, 1 second. Let's get my one on the screen. You concentrating on the spell and what's ahead of you. This thing comes almost from your blind spot and slashes out at you. And you take.
Bear in mind, I do have a massive gust of wind surrounding me.
Yeah, it's very fast and agile. It comes from you behind you, almost with blind spots. So the wind is kind of helping it a little bit. And you take 4 damage.
Okie dokie. Damage. How do I do that?
You go on your sheet, main tab, and on the bottom is WND
Uh-huh.
near your health. Just put 4 wounds in there.
I've got temp. Do I change temp?
No, it's the other one where it's a WND is wounds.
Ah.
Or I can actually put it on for you. That's it. Yeah.
There we go.
So
Sorry,
you
guys.
just
New
had-
system for us.
Yeah, everyone's still learning. Apart from me, I've been using it for a while. So, what does everyone do?
Do I get a reply? So I should get.
You
a
can
reaction?
actually use an action if you want.
We need to roll
okay.
initiative.
No, this is more theatre of the mind.
Okay.
This one environmental.
Okay. So bear in mind, I'm wearing a ring of shielding, so I am resistant to all mental attacks. Just to let you know. And yeah, I will take an action as. I assume I get a reaction, right?
Yeah. I'm going to use a reaction.
So opportunity attack.
You weren't going to get a reaction, but you created a nice area of visibility around you. So
Indeed.
that It's handy.
I will create a. I will create a protection barrier surrounding me.
Hmm.
So you cast a barrier window. It does say across windows and doors, but I assume you'd be able to cast it separately.
It's bigger as a dome.
Yeah, I would kind of assume if it's a protection barrier, it would just be an invisible force.
Yeah. What's it saying? The spell? What's the name of the spell?
Protection barrier.
Uh-huh.
If not,
Yeah,
I will.
What
do
is
something
the wording of the spell? Because I don't have it.
else. You can cast a barrier across windows and doors, which create a shimmering visual barrier, which cracked with flashing
Yeah.
light. As it placed on a door, it then becomes invisible. Any
Oh.
creature which fits must make a saving throw and take 1d6 damage when the spell hits.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does need something to be cast
An
against.
object. Okay,
Yeah, it
no
doesn't need
worries.
the object.
I will then cast Agorza's Scorcher.
Mm-hmm.
Creating a line of roaring flame of 30 foot and 5 foot wide, emanating from you in a direction of your choice. And now I assume I know exactly where it would have gone back to. 'Cause
Yes,
I was
now
looking
you-
at the bloody thing.
Yeah.
Right. I assume I need to make a roll.
Mm-hmm. If
Which
you
is-
hadn't created the area around you, you wouldn't have seen where it was coming
Exactly,
from or
yeah.
going. But nice one on the gust of wind.
The creature in line must make a dexterity saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that passes. What was the?
3d8 of damage.
Is there half damage for a pass? Or-
Nope. It's just, it hits, it's 3d8 of damage.
Yeah, it passes the dex save, so it takes
Oh,
no
it
damage.
passes, sorry. On a fail, save or half as much damage on a successful one.
Oh,
Sorry.
so 3d8. Oh, hello. Let me do that. I messed up.
Because it has to save a dexterity saving throw of 13
Yeah.
or more.
Okay, that take. Oh no, do you want to roll the damage into the chat?
I can most certainly do so.
Because you meant to.
How
That's not DM.
is that a D8? I don't know. Is that one D8? I think no, it's a D12.
Yeah,
I get more than one dice. I can't remember now.
right click. So what you can do is go from, if it's on your character sheet.
Ah, yep, found it. And I've clicked way too many times. 1, 2,
It's
3.
dropping.
13.
So it takes 6 damage. And yeah, that is screaming in agony. And you notice the sounds around you, they change as well. They see this flame appears, and this thing screams in agony and falls to the ground, burning.
And I just scream at it, piss off!
Yeah.
As it's screaming on the ground, I'm gonna try to just clutch my holy symbol and try to, like, while this was going down, try to make sure like there wasn't anything that was undead, because that is one of the things that I think I can, like,
Smoke
my channel
would
divinity
have
allows me to
told
like,
you
turn
guys
undead.
that there's no undead in the area.
No,
Okay.
it doesn't look undead. It looks monstrous, but nothing undead.
Like, I know, like, me as E Songbird knows it's not undead. My character is just incredibly
right, yeah.
paranoid about undead, with part of her backstory that we haven't stumbled upon yet. And so she's going to collect her holy symbol just as an additional confirmation, and then run towards the body and try to check it for, like, or the creature, or whatever it is, and see if it looks like the boy, if it looks humanoid, if it has a pulse, if it looks like it's unnatural, or like just trying to get some clues on it.
Well, what was completely black and almost featureless is even blacker now. Now it's burned. You see that the skin lit up a lot more than you thought it would do. The fire seemed to take hold quite quickly.
Burn, bitch, burn.
Anything on the body that is like any pockets, anything?
No, it is literally black flesh.
Oh.
No clothes, nothing. It's just
Humanoid?
black flesh, humanoid, featureless face. And a featureless head is just a black dome.
A burning
And
black dome.
Yeah, all burned, and quite nasty talons on the end of its fingers. And it smells nasty, as you would expect a burning body.
Smoke readies her longbow.
Is it still writhing on the ground, or is it still?
Oh, it's dead now.
Okay.
Isolda's going to say a prayer.
So does anybody know what this thing is?
What's your rules regarding Hunter's Mark 2nd level? In the book, it only specifies 3rd or above, but it's a 1st level.
Then
I don't know
it's the
what
same.
goes on.
Yeah, if it only lists 3rd and above, then that change happens at 3rd level. So 1st and 2nd are both the same.
Okay, I can still use a 2nd level spell slot, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I run out of like 1st level spell slots, I can use the 2nd level.
Yeah.
Okay. Smoke has her longbow ready and starts to move again.
Wait, does anybody know what this thing is? I mean,
it
do
looks
an
like
insight
nothing
check
you've
on it?
ever seen. Sorry,
It looks humanoid.
Probably a dagger instead.
Can I do an insight check on it to whether I would know with either my agency knowledge as a senior agent, with my reports of what this would be?
Can do. Bear in mind there are still screeches and scurrying around you.
It is? Okay.
My prayer is short and muttered, and as he's looking through his book, I'm like, my head is alert, and I'm going to have my war axe out. And holding it with both hands over the rest of my shoulder, and I'm just kind of watching for movement, very carefully and very slowly.
I can't decide between longbow and dagger right now. Oh my gosh. Get the longbow out. I don't care anymore. It's going to be at disadvantage probably. These creatures aren't speaking Elvish, Goblin, or Infernal by any chance, are they?
No, it's just animal, like screeches and chitters and things like that. No discernible language. And nice one, Elfir, on the Nat 20. Your agency has collected some information on these weird things. They have no name, very little information on them, but they are vicious, and they tend to haunt an area, for want of a better word. Even though they're not undead, they affect an area and tend to savagely attack anything that encroaches on their space. Sometimes hunting for food, they are fiercely territorial. But once you leave the area, they will tend to leave you alone.
Oh, I relay to not the full details, but we need to get out of this local facility. These beasts are very much limited to their scope, so it is in our interest to move quickly.
Mm-hmm. At that, you hear another screech and more movement. And Moonflower, can you do a dex save for me, please?
Yes. Saves. Here it is. Come on, drag. Boop.
While we're rolling,
12.
did you get your animation sorted for Nat 20? Because I was expecting that to come up.
Did I will. I was trying to find it in the list, but
I need to know which one I said.
You said longbow.
yeah,
Okay.
you said you ready longbow. And what was your? As you
It
were
was 12.
distracted by the burning body of the other creature, another one steps out of the mist, darts across the area formed by the gust of wind, and slashes at you. Take another 4 points of damage.
Okay, and I get reaction, right?
Yeah. You get
Can
reaction.
I just slash at it with my claws?
Can do if you want. You can make an attack. You get a reaction if you have one, and you get an action.
I honestly don't know the difference between an action and a reaction right now.
Reaction will normally be listed. They're like kind of like a bonus action kind of thing that you can use when you get hit. And an action is just your normal attack and things like that.
I just
Yeah, not so much that you're getting hit, but the fact that I assume it is swiping and trying to run away.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
because
so-
of the gust of wind, it can't just disappear back into the fog now.
Right.
You can
Yeah.
actually see it going
so,
away.
Does anyone happen to have a link to what Cast Claws, Cast Talents, and Feline Agility is? Because
As a matter of
I
fact,
don't have
do.
that book.
Should actually be on your character sheet.
It's on there. I don't know how to make it bigger, if that makes sense.
Right.
It's just
a little
listed. I don't know what they are.
bit. Yeah. Go to abilities. And which one do you want to use?
I just want to know what they are right now.
It's close.
It's an unarmed strike, and if you hit, you deal 1d4 plus your strength modifier slashing damage. It's
Okay.
slashing instead of bludgeoning, which is what an unarmed strike normally would be.
Okay. Doesn't happen to say what anything to hit is, does it?
It'll be roll a flat d20 and add your dex bonus and proficiency modifier.
Okay. 19 plus 6.
Nice.
So that's a D4 plus strength.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, d4 plus strength.
Plus 1. So that's 4.
Nice. As you take the slash, you instinctively turn round, lash out with your claws, and you get it right in the throat. And that does, and that falls down to the ground.
Nasty but fragile, these things.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving. And I'm gonna just try to find if the tracks are still there. I'm gonna say a brief prayer over the body, one sentence or two, asking for safe passage and understanding. And then I'm going to be going through the following the path. I'm just trying to put things through. I'm gonna turn to Jory and say, "Can your donkey keep up?"
Jory's gonna be like, "Yep, Cher can handle it."
I know the flowers are really
anything
necessary.
burnable?
As you turn to walk on, you hear this, the screeches dissipate, and they seem to have left you alone. You think they've lost 2 of their number. The rest just flee. And you walk on. After a while, the smoke, oh, not the smoke, the mist starts to thin, with your gust of wind spells as well. You can start to see a little bit more.
So what do we see?
Off in the distance, slightly to the left, you think you can see the outline of some sort of structure. A lot of the land is quite barren, obviously boggy. Rises and falls, and you start to come out of the wet mud onto more of a solid ground. So where do you head?
So we know that there's a kind of tower or something somewhere in the bog, right?
Yeah, structure that you can just vaguely make out. Doesn't appear to be any tower, but nowhere near big enough. It looks like possibly the abandoned ruin of an old house.
We should probably head there first. So Jory is gonna drag Charisse along, who's kind of waddling under the weight of the saddlebags towards that building.
You see Donkey is shaking a little bit, and it seems a bit perturbed by recent encounter. It follows you. It's okay.
Okay.
Are we still on the tracks trail?
Do you want to see? Do you want to do a survival check to see whether you can still follow the tracks?
15.
Can I assist with that and give her advantage?
Can do. If you want to roll again. 21. Nice. You look down, and your foot almost steps on one of these tracks, and you can just make out nothing much, but there seems to be some sort of footprint there.
Which way is it pointed?
It is pointed in vague direction of that structure, but it's so dark now, it's getting quite late, that you can only just make out.
Smoke will say there's a footprint pointing sorta in the direction of the structure. We should probably check it out.
It's getting dark, you said?
It is quite dark now.
I'm gonna, I think I have a lantern.
I have torches.
Yeah, I've got a lamp on my adventuring gear, so I'm gonna just take that out. I'm gonna just hold it.
A few of us don't need that.
That's true.
But dark vision only lets you see in shades of grey.
Also, we do have a massive ball of light shining and a big flame.
Yes.
We should be pretty
Yeah.
good.
That's fair. I forgot about that. I wasn't sure how long we've been on the trail or how long have we been walking down this?
It's been a good couple hours now, at least.
And these spells, they last as long as we need them to, or do they have a time limit on them?
My light lasts an hour,
So
but I can cast it as many times as I like.
Yeah, it's cantrip, so you just keep casting it. And Jory?
Okay.
I'm using control flames and minor illusion, so
Mhm.
both are at will.
Cool.
Okay. Just wanting to make sure I was aware of the time frame. I'm going to go up to Smoke and just confirm, like, okay, what can you tell with the footprints?
They're pretty shallow, but they seem to be pointing towards that structure over there. Points at the structure. These are the footprints of the kid, right? Like the size.
You think they are?
They seem to be the size of the kids, but it's hard to make out. The ground here is harder. We should
All right.
probably be careful.
As she says that, I turn around and look at Illida and say, "Watch out!"
Mm-hmm.
And Illida?
Oh, Isolde.
And I'm-
Isolde, sorry.
You're right.
I'm gonna turn around and try to. I'm just gonna
Ha,
Spin.
psych.
in your direction and keep a look. I'm gonna look at him and just go, better vigilant than sorry. And if you're not careful, you're gonna give away our location to someone who would probably best not
Smoke goes
have
up
it.
to Elfir and is like, "Thanks for volunteering to go in first. Here's a whistle. Blow it if you need us."
Some of us aren't scaredy cats like you, quite literally.
Have fun getting killed.
I will growl slightly at hearing that.
I'll just look at him and say, "Oh, go play with your bowl of string."
Smoke starts to at least attempt pushing Elfir into the structure. Like, whatever the
Oh, so
doorway is.
Yeah, you're getting to the structure now, are you?
Mhm.
Okay.
That's what I think, at least. Yeah.
So it takes you about 30 minutes since the encounter to get there. So you come to the old crumbled ruin of the small house. Alone in the midst of the heath, remnants of its roof still intact. Not much, but enough to provide some semblance of shelter from the elements. As you draw closer, you hear a sound, unexpected in this location. Whimpering of a little child. You round the corner of the crumbled wall to see a little girl wandering in the rubble, strewn
That's
ground in tears.
bad news.
Surely there's no place for
We
a
weren't
child.
looking for a girl. We were looking for a
Yeah.
boy, right?
Uh-huh. Surely there's no
Oh,
place for a
great.
child to be out all alone. What do you do?
Sorry, we're not being paid for you, so good luck.
Mhm.
No.
Who are you?
No.
I put my hand up to high five him.
No, so Jory's gonna kind of like bring the donkey in, and he's going to be kind of low energy. He's not going to whip out the magic right now, but he's like, "Hey, what's your name? Are you okay?"
She go,
And he's ready to run.
Smoke readies her long bow. Something's not right.
she kind of looks up at you through her tears, and she's quite young. I've lost my teddy. Can you help find him, please?
I
can't
know
s-
him.
He kind of steps away from Elfie. I don't like that one.
We don't like you. Go away.
Is the teddy an actual toy? Or is the teddy something that actually talks?
No, it's just a toy, but it's my favourite one. I can't find it anywhere.
What's the last place you had it?
I don't know. It's around here somewhere, I think.
Um,
And
How old does they look?
about 8, 9 years old.
Would I be able to check to
Quite
whether
small.
the young girl has an allusion to whether it is actually a young boy?
You could certainly check. And who's closest to this child?
I'm at the back.
I'm assuming
Definitely
I'm
not
closest.
Smoke. Smoke
I
is
would have
in
been.
firing range. She feels that something is weird.
Mm-hmm.
It
Namely
sounds like it
because
would
there's
need
a ruin and a little girl, and then she's like, "Weird black things just attacked us. I don't know what to expect next.
Hmm.
Got 12 AC. I got this, man.
She goes up to whoever's closest and kind of does that sort of
Uppies.
puppy dog eyes and arms up to sort of lift me up. Can you,
Oh, kill it.
can you please find my teddy?
Yeah, sure.
We're not here to find a teddy. No, go away. Go find
Actually,
your adult.
I'm gonna put the girl in the back of Cher. They're like, so
Mhm.
how long you been out here?
As you pick up the girl to lift towards the donkey, you feel something not right. And the body physically changes in front of you.
Yep. It's all like coming like a
Yeah.
brick in the face.
This innocent-looking child transforms into some hideous form. Slender but strong body with sullen grey skin, bulbous head with eyes so black they appear like portals to oblivion, and a mouth that opens impossibly wide, revealing lots of needle-like teeth. And can you do a dex save for me?
So I heard your entire description there, and all I could imagine in my head was this little girl turning into like a 4-foot tall version of Gilbert Gottfried.
Unfortunately, I don't know what that is.
That
But-
sounds
That's,
about right. Yeah.
Voice actor for Iago.
I'll
Yeah.
send you a picture in chat. Person.
Dexterity, huh?
Yeah,
When I
dex.
see this happen, I'm just my mouth.
Yeah.
My mouth is gonna drop. My face is gonna become twisted. And it's just gonna be.
At this point, I see this. I raise a shield.
Mhm.
Quite literally.
Shield spell. I like that spell. Yeah,
It was a 19.
I get a bonus 5 AC, so good luck hitting me now, bitch.
nice.
And
Actually,
as-
isn't shield a
as
reaction
as
spell?
I see the body shape changing, I would probably be sticking my rapier through its back.
Well, we're going to go into initiative now.
Yeah. Okay.
This one we're doing initiative.
Yes, because this is
While
an
you're
environmental.
being raped by this thing, yes.
So
Did that work? It did. Oh, there it is.
Okay. Where's
just
where's
let
the
me
initiative?
sort out the windows.
Under main.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't roll that properly.
And I did roll a 19 on dexterity.
Okay. Yeah, I get that.
There it is.
I'm just waiting for my cursor to behave at the moment.
I don't think I actually can. I don't think I can change my AC in Fantasy Ground.
Okay.
But it's 21 for reference.
That's not right. The combat tracker says I have 39 HP without
Right.
the 4 wounds.
Okay. 1 second.
I don't know why, because the 4 wounds are in there.
Give me a sec.
Here,
And
dog.
Jury, this thing
Might be your
starts.
donkey.
Yeah. This thing
Oh, Ralphie is visiting me.
tries to swipe out at you, but you could feel the thing changing, and thankfully you didn't
I'll be
quite
right
take
back.
it in your arms as you'd hoped. So it misses, and at that same instance, a little way away, an unnatural distortion in the fabric of reality appears some 20 feet away. This turns to a disturbing spectral green glow. Some sort of portal to another realm opens up. Greenish grey energies spill into the material realm surrounding this gateway, out of which comes a sight that horrifies all of you. A spectral steed wreathed in a green ghostly balefire, bearing a living skeleton skeletal corpse of some dark knight, draped in black robes, wielding an earthly spectral scythe. Both the rider's head and blade of the scythe both appear consumed in the same green, otherworldly balefire. Emerging from the portal which closed behind it, you notice no fallen hooves on the ground. It seems to hover several inches above. With a piercing screech that rattles every fibre of your being, the phantom steed rears up, and the rider turns its hollow gaze towards you.
Is this
What
your
happens?
kid?
As
swear,
obviously
this is
the
gonna
plane
happen.
would
It's
opened
gonna-
and I saw it, am I able to identify what plane it is coming from?
Yeah, you think this is basically the spectral realm of death.
Brilliant.
It is.
Love it.
And what is
But
everyone's...
basically, we just have death, or the one of the four horsemen just walking through the world.
I'll let you know later what
Do
it is.
we rolled initiative, right?
I believe so. Yep.
One of us
Okay,
didn't.
so
Just give me a sec. Well, Fancy Grounds loads the map.
Oh no, we're all here. Okay.
Is your initiative really -1?
Yep.
Esau? Wow, that
Mhm.
sucks.
Yeah.
I intentionally
No
gave
dex.
my character a disadvantage, so I could have like something to role play in as a hurdle or an obstacle.
True. Well, what can you blame him? Dwarfs suck.
Oh, dwarves have advantages on some things, and I intentionally gave myself disadvantage on this thing. Still rolled a nat
I'm
20
going
on it, so I'm
to-
not complaining.
No, exactly.
I'm going
By the way, if
to
you guys
put
really
you on.
wanted to escape, we could all grab hands right now, and I could use plane shift.
I'm going to put you on the map. Reorganize yourselves to where you are standing. Jory, you've got to be right next to child.
Are we supposed to be able to see around us? Is the map
Yeah,
still
yeah.
loading?
Yeah, that's fine. You're meant to be seeing that.
No, I can't see anything. It's gray.
I can see everything.
Oh,
It must still be loading then.
yeah. And you've gone off the... Somebody's gone off the map.
Yeah, me.
You're running away.
How typical. All bark, no bite. Where's the donkey?
I'll do
If
that
Air
once I've
looks at you.
responded to catch down. I catch down.
Lifair looks
Okay,
at
I
you
was-
directly and points at you.
So I just wanted to, like, in my mind, theater of my mind, I was next to Jory as we were trying to find out what's happened with the kid. So I'm placing myself next to the sea.
Where is
Mhm.
Jory? Oh, so you're probably over here, Jory. I'm going to be back here. A bit.
Smoke was as far away as she could be while still knowing where everyone's at. That's all I know. The map's still not loaded for me, so.
Assuming we entered through this big gap in the wall here.
South wall. Oh, you can enter that way, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
whether
north,
we even if we
west.
entered the south way, as soon as I see this gaping hole in the northeast corner, that's basically where I'm kind of taking up station.
Okay.
But not so much looking out, but looking out and around. So I am kind of behind where
hmm
Dory and the kid are. Yeah.
hmm
Ooh, I see bones and things in here too.
I
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
don't know what's going on.
Oh, so
It's
sharing.
just gray. I can see the tokens. of our characters. There it goes.
You got it now?
Mhm.
Hey, cool. I just shared again, basically. Okay, Elifir. It's you to go first. And oh, I better switch scenes.
Would
Have I actually
probably
switched the
be
scenes?
around where Jordan is, like over here, if that's okay. I can move myself back.
Yep, that's fine. He did say that he stood back a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Elifir, what do you do?
Sounds like he runs.
Yeah.
Is he able to hear us?
Yeah, Games, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, what you're up. It's your turn.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I didn't realize it was my turn. So how far is the creature away from me? And is this thing still in the thrall of Jory? Also, by the way, the artwork names have got switched between Esong and Jory.
Oh, 1 second.
Really?
It's not
Yes.
like that for me.
Yes, Esong grew a beard.
Dinosaur Bob told Stretch that if I didn't have a beard on my Hero Forge character, that I looked like a half elf or like a halfling.
Halfling.
So now it is canon in world for me to have all dwarven women to have beards to differentiate themselves from halflings, and I'm okay with this. So
Mainly
I
so
look
the model
male,
looked
but I
right.
am not.
So I asked chat whether we should just plane shift. It's currently 50-50. If we should plane shift to the land of dead.
Why would we plane ship to the land of dead if they're the ones coming at us?
Well, we want to know where
Yeah.
they come from, right?
Oh,
That
Right,
just sounds like a very bad
sensible.
idea.
That seems to
Right,
think
I
it's a very
will
good
Plane
idea.
move this
shifting to
token,
a
actually.
non-land of what is trying to kill us realm. That might be a better idea.
Wait a minute. I don't know. We don't really have a good idea how tough these things are. We kind of
Hmm.
wiped the floor
Chat's
with the last
currently
things.
umming and ahhing. It's 20 for yes, 19 for no. It's a draw so far.
We have that many
I have
votes?
nothing
Here's the question
prepared
I have
for
then.
Realm
If we
of the
plane
Dead.
shift,
So,
how
Go.
soon until we could plane shift back?
yeah.
We can plane shift instantly because I can cast a spell multiple times.
Yeah, I'm quite aware of the time. It's coming
Are
up to
people
11
buying
o'clock now.
votes, by the way, or do we actually have 100 people following right now?
No,
They're
we've got about
buying
18
votes.
viewers. So thank you
Somebody's
for
doing
all the
something,
bits towards the votes.
Somebody's doing something because you're up in the 80s and 90s
Cool.
now on each side.
Or channel points towards the votes,
So
whichever
we had
one.
790 points calculated, and the winner was yes, we should plane shift. So,
Oh, are you going to plane shift?
are we going to plane shift,
You
guys?
do might
My
have to
question is-
continue
Well,
next
like,
week.
Poll is 4, right?
Yeah, like if we're gonna have a poll, then we should respect it.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Oh dear. Okay.
So here's my question about plane shifting. Is it like consent based or is it just it happens?
Willing creatures who link arms in a circle are transported to a different plane. You can specify a target destination in general terms.
All
Oh
right, but
crap.
it'll take
Well,
us so it'll take us a combat round to affect that though, because we're not
Yeah.
in a position to link
Of
arms
course.
right now.
Yeah, and 3 of you are in a position to take attacks of opportunity from the child being you.
So we have a plan for finding out where these creatures come from.
Mhm. If you wish to. But if
Speaking
you do,
upheaval,
yeah.
I'm okay if we plane shift, but let's get these guys first.
Mhm.
Well, like I said, I mean, we have to get close together to plane shift. So,
Indeed. So
Yes.
so that
we
should
know
be
the
our
plan
that
for the
should be
future,
our
though.
goal. But if we happen to kill a few things along the way, then okay.
It's always a bonus. Yeah. So it's my turn. I am going to assume the thing is in Jory's enthralled with this creature
Hmm.
thing.
Actually,
Yeah.
I will give Jory a free action if you want to drop the child or whatever you want to do.
Oh yeah. Like the instant I
Right.
succeed on that deck save,
Yeah.
throw it to the ground. Like
I
the
don't
music
blame
video.
you. Don't blame you. You see it. It falls and it kind of does a roll, gets back up on his feet quite quickly.
So I point at the big, massive thing and cast True Strike. You point a
Mhm.
finger at a target in range. Your magic grants you a brief insight into the target's defenses. On your next turn, you gain advantage on your first attack roll against the target, provided this
Nice.
spell hasn't ended.
Mm-hmm.
So big,
So,
massive dude.
Yeah. Okay. So you cast that. So just remember that. And do you do anything else?
So that's my action. I will. What's this, by the way? The D.
The D,
Donkey.
Yeah.
donkey.
Oh, donkey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've had to use
donkey.
draft horse because I don't have donkey on my NPC list, but it is effectively a donkey.
I'm sure Cher's very
I'll
like
move one
flattered at the
space
upgrade.
forward.
Mm-hmm.
I will move one space forward. I've taken my action. And that's it for my turn.
Okay. And Isolde.
All right, so Zolda's going to be looking at this happening and seeing this shift and this cacophony of change and unnatural, evil, decaying. I don't even have the word for it, like spiritual, magical ooze. And she's just like, oh, this is like sending her back into some flashbacks of some things that she had to encounter early on her watch career. And she is just trying, she's like doing some really focused, like grounding breathing, and she is going to just try to like whack this thing two-handed warhammer, just going to try to fling at it with all of her might.
Nice.
That is not
Yeah.
gonna do much. That's
you-
an 11. So can I like
Sorry, I will stop
pause
you
for,
there.
like 20 seconds to like try to like see if chat will help me out?
Hold on. I might help you there. With an attack, you drop it on the target token.
Okay,
So,
so I did
I'll
it
let you
wrong.
re-roll
Watch
that.
me get a nat run. All right, dropping it on my target token. Take
So
this
drop it on the
and
C.
go. I'm killing a child. That hurts.
Well, technically, it's not a child. It's just using nasty disguise. Okay, you hit.
I'll do that though, and I will say that like Daz gave me a reroll, so I'm fine saying that my re-rolling onto the token is Daz's reroll.
Okay.
Thanks, Daz, for the help.
Thank
I
you, Daz.
appreciate it.
Roll your damage. Same way, drop it on the token.
Drop it on the token. Oh, I just grabbed the damage square, then I do that. Yes.
Nice.
Max damage. So
Ouch.
she's just like almost like eyes like stone cold with fury at someone taking a child and doing it to it. And she just takes the warhammer and she's just gonna swing at it, trying to aim for the right shoulder.
Nice. You hit the right shoulder, and you hit with such force it goes into the right shoulder and deflects into the side of the head, smashing the jaw, snapping the neck. It drops. Dead on the floor.
She screams out with rage and victory.
Nice.
We all know the plan is to plane shift, right? Our characters.
I don't know if it's been communicated to us yet. Like I didn't hear it. My character didn't hear anything, but next turn around, I'm sure that'll be. I mean, I don't know. Games, did you say something to all of us in character?
In terms of what the creature is.
About the plane shift. Are you intending the plane shift? Did you communicate the intention?
Yes, I would have.
Okay.
Just
you've got an idea.
Gather around, yeah.
Guys,
Isolde
we can gather round if you want to get out of here.
and shift to the plane that thing came from.
Exactly. And go
Where
and
that thing came from? How about we just try to solve what's going on here?
At that, Isolde, do you move or anything else at all?
Nope.
Okay.
She's gonna, if she can use a bonus action to say like, again, a 2-sentence prayer
Uh-huh.
of peace. That's her turn.
Cool. Jerdin, you're up.
I will seeing the child creature drop. I will spin my attention to the other immediate threat. And I will whisper a happy tune.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's see how this works. How are we going to do this? Let's see. This is what I'm doing. Is there a way that I can make that visible for you to see what I'm doing?
Doing what?
Oh, I do have it. Oh, there are attack rolls. There's a save, damage. Oh, it is all here. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
It is here.
Yeah. Right. Think of that.
So I guess I do the same thing. Well, he has to make a save.
Uh-huh. 1 second.
Can I do that? Can I drop the save thing onto him? Let's see.
No, you just tell me to do it. Which ability?
Oh, there. I just rolled it, but
cool.
But you'll see it. Yeah.
I didn't actually know it did that.
Was it a 15 or more?
It was a 7.
It's a 7.
The score was a 7. Oh, so I get to do full damage.
Yep.
And better than that, because it has to run away from me now.
Ooh. Nice.
That was the damage, but it also has to. Do you have? I was trying to get it to. How do I get it so you can see it, so you can see the effect?
On your sheet there should be.
I know I can see it, but
yeah.
I mean, I can see that it says dissonance whispers and type psychic damage.
Yeah, you whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of your choice within range can hear, and the range is 60 feet, so that's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Racking it with terrible pain. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you. The creature doesn't move into obvious dangerous ground, such as a fire or a pit, and since it failed, that's what it's doing. I only cast it
Right.
at first level, so there's nothing extra
So it moves its movement.
off the map. That'll buy us some time, though.
Yeah.
And then I, with my movement, will move to
4, 5, 6.
here.
Uh-huh.
All right, I've moved. I'm done.
Oh, something's going on. Dingy thing. Oh, we've been raided again.
Hi, Raiders.
Games GM's raiding with
Games
party of
GM
one.
rating.
For some reason, the host stopped working, so I had to raid you.
Ah, right, okay. And is that your turn?
Yep,
Did
that's
it-
it. I'm
Yeah.
done.
How far has this thing moved away? 'Cause I can't even
Oh,
see
I
it on
thought
the
you were
map.
talking to me because Bob said he was done, and I
Yeah.
knew that I was next.
Yep, I am now.
I just moved.
You just moved, okay.
Mhm. Linked arms, I guess.
Okay,
It's-
do you
it's a
all
good
move
70
together?
Good 80, 90 feet away from us right now, so.
Yeah. So it's quite a distance away from you. It's going to take you a couple of turns to catch up to you. So
If it's running away from us, is there really a point for us to plane shift?
I just bought
No,
us
but
time.
I'm
Of
guessing
course
we're
there is.
doing it anyway.
Well, we do need to know where it came from and why, so...
okay. So you still see it a distance away. You know it's going to turn back, and
Whose turn is it?
it's still smokes at the moment,
Oh.
and
I technically have an action or whatever, but I don't really have anything to do with the action, so I'll say hold.
Shoot an arrow at it.
you can shoot an arrow, or you can hold your
I
action if you
could
want
do
to.
that, but I can't see the token.
Yeah, if you
So
zoom
no
out,
dropping stuff on.
You got to zoom out on the map.
Ah,
You got
okay.
a mouse wheel, just roll out. It's yeah.
Now I just have to do this. Boop. And then it's this one.
Mhm.
Boop.
does being hit end
I have a feeling it's
its
immune.
effect?
Oh, apparently not.
Sorry.
Just-
No. It had to move away during its reaction. It can turn
Mhm.
around as soon as it's its turn.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't get any kind of lasting fright or fear or flee. It's
It will do in a minute when I hit it.
Yeah.
Bastard thing.
Okay, it takes some damage.
We attack again because of the second attack thing, and that I get a
Oh
Are you
yeah,
Are you dropping the dice on the token, by the way?
yes.
yeah, it looks like it because it's coming up with the stats for it. Oh, nice.
Woo, woo, woo.
Good hit.
Nice.
Shame back the one
Yay.
on the damage.
Yeah.
Does chat want to give a re-roll?
Yeah, you can re-roll the damage if you want to.
Damage reroll.
Can't see chat, so let me know.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
I
give
might-
it for
I
a
might-
sec for chat to
I
respond
might
if they wish
get
to.
one in for that.
Yeah, players can't redeem dice re-rolls, unfortunately. Well, you can redeem them. I just won't pay attention to them.
That's fine. I'll just
If
log in
physically
with
you
a-
can.
It's fine. DM, I'll just log in with a different account.
Daz is
Okay,
rerolling
Daz is
every
re-
damage.
Yep.
I'll just log in
So-
with a different account. That'll
Yeah.
make the problem go away.
So that's redeemed. Do we roll?
Yeah, on the damage. Oh,
That's
nice. So you extra damage.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, your arrow strikes true, but it sort of it hits the robes and some bones, and it hurts it, but not massively.
I can technically do Hunter's Strike too, but I'm not sure I want to.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Okay, so end your turn.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, will I know whether this? Obviously, it's come from a plane, right? So it's
Yeah.
primordial.
It's spectral.
Which is primordial in terms of
Yes.
languages.
Yeah.
Is it now my turn?
No,
Not
it's
yet.
its turn.
It's
Okay,
its
so
turn
that's
now,
this one.
and I have to go count the squares.
Turn is it?
And you see it's quite a fast steed, and it covers most of the distance quite quickly, and it's almost back to where it was. And its eyes, as they look at it, they seem to glow, and it takes on this horrifying appearance. And each non-undead creature within 60 feet of it must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom save.
So this is undead?
Mm-hmm.
Or it says each undead, each non-undead?
Yeah, it is undead. So
Okay.
you all need to roll a Wisdom save.
And what is it trying to do? Is it mental?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I'm
going to have an. If you fail, it has an effect.
I'm
Uh-oh.
immune to all magic that allows other creatures for mental aspects.
Mhm. That include frightened.
Yes.
Okay. You
Wisdom
mean to-
What gives you that cool thing?
Ooh,
Ring of mind shielding.
oh, nice.
Wisdom save, you said.
Wisdom's save, yes.
What gives you the planar shift out of curiosity?
My staff
Oh,
of
dear.
magi.
All right.
All right.
I might be
How
pronouncing
about a
that
reroll?
wrong.
How about a reroll for poor Jordan?
Yeah. Does anyone want to? It's got jewelry, smoke, and Jerdin that have failed so far. Aha.
Ah!
Dracos, who for? Thank you, Dracos. So, jewelry, smoke, or Jerdin? Jerdin.
Jory, you
so
need to roll for the
I
donkey.
get a good shot. Let's see if I can make something out of it.
You need to roll for your donkey.
Oh, nice.
Oh, for the
That's
donkey.
better.
Daz
You
wants you to roll
just
for the
make
donkey.
it.
Hey, little donkey. Hey, little donkey.
Actually, the donkey is behind a wall. It doesn't need to roll. You can't see it.
Oh, there you go.
Woo.
Saved by the wall.
Yep.
Saved by the wall. Saved by the wall. Instead of saved by the bell, saved by the wall.
Yep.
Glad you caught the reference.
It's just masked. Actually,
I
say
like
jewelry.
ring.
Your fail doesn't count because I just realised you are around the corner of a wall. You can't quite see it at the moment.
There you go.
It's only those visible, those it can see. So Jerdin says only smoke that has failed so far. Donkey screech. So, Smoke, you are frightened. At the end of each of your turns, you can make the save again. But you currently have the frightened effect.
Not my turn for a while anyway.
Mm-hmm. So you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. But only while the source is within line of sight. And that is its turn. Can't do anything more. So, Jory, it's your turn.
All right. Let's see. Trying to see. I'm right here, so I'm out of sight. This is the big guy. Is there a 5-foot hole in a wall anywhere near me?
Could be just square diagonal to you. Well, which way? Which direction you going? Are you looking?
To the right.
To your right? Yeah, it was not quite 5 foot, but you could squeeze through. It's not a completely solid wall. Some of it is quite low, so you could just squeeze through that gap if you wanted to.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of squeeze myself into that gap,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion to make the whole thing look like a pile of rubble.
Cool.
That's my turn.
And it's back to Elifir.
Right. So, before I'm going to do anything, I'm going to try and talk to it in Primordial and say, why are you attacking us? We are here to help.
Quite a husky voice responds. I am just here for your soul.
I reply back, assuming I'm gonna guess I'm gonna need to do some sort of deception to this, but because obviously I'm speaking in Primordial, a normal human or a normal being of this planet would not be able to speak Primordial. I will refer back to it and say, you are not to intercede. The gods have sent me to demand you return back to your plane. If you do not, you will face their wrath, not mine.
Roll a deception.
Perfect. What is my deception? Okay, right. Sorry, I was trying to get my mouse from one screen to the other and got caught between the gap.
Yeah.
I can't move.
Amount of times I do that.
17?
It seems shocked at the fact that you can speak Primordial anyway. It kind of looks at you. Very well. You wish to change realms. I'll see you again one day. At that, it opens up another portal and disappears.
Woo!
Here we go.
Games GM to the win. Whoop, whoop.
Yep.
By the way, do I know anything about the gods? I assume I would by that actual statement, but and being I can speak Primordial.
Yeah.
By the
Yeah,
way,
you
can I
know
name
some
one god of
things.
this world. Yeah.
Might have wrote some articles about that. But...
Well, obviously, my noble house. That is one of the things that you guys may be learning. That my noble house has slightly far-reaching impacts than many would believe.
So based on where we are in the marsh and the instructions we heard in town, are we aware roughly of where we are in relationship to this tower?
You're probably getting close. Tower is more of a myth or a memory no one really ventures this far into the mire to tell you specifically. And with that, I'm conscious of time. How are you guys either continuing now or continue another day? Probably still got quite a bit to do, especially if you're going to plane shift.
I think we should make this, make it. Why don't we make it a campaign? I'm
Can
enjoying.
do if you want to. We could chat more off stream.
Yep.
But I am aware it's getting quite late now. Coming up to 11:30 here.
Yeah,
It's around 6:30 p.m. for me, and I do need to get some dinner at some point.
Yeah,
we
so do I,
tortured-
actually.
We've tortured the chat stream long enough, so.
Yeah. I think we'll stop here and we'll continue at some other point.
Hopefully next week. What about
Yeah,
that?
I'd like next week. I'm available next week.
I think that works.
I'm not
saw
sure
it.
if we are.
Right,
We'll have
not
to
a
get back to
problem.
you. Let's
Yeah.
do all this
We can-
discussion off stream so I have a chance to like look at stuff. But
Yeah.
let's cross our fingers. It'll be sometime soon.
And to the viewers, we will let you know. So watch the space. I'm on Twitter, Instagram.
Throw up the
Facebook.
link to the campaign page again.
Yes, please.
Get people to
If
follow the
somebody
campaign
can
page.
do that. Thank you.
Right.
Well, I think it has been really fun. I think.
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised that actually worked. I've got to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I think so do you, to be
plus-
honest.
Yeah, very surprised, and I'm glad it did because we kind of need to wrap up anyway. So, a little bit of a DM magic wand there.
That, and I told you that dissonant whispers spell. I tell you, since I discovered that
Yeah.
playing a bard, I love it.
Yeah, that could have been
So
a
you
much
hurt his
more.
feelings.
That could have been a much more challenging fight because
The
That's-
last time I used that, I was a different campaign, obviously, but we were in a tavern, and a bunch of thugs were coming to assassinate somebody that we were protecting. And the leader of the group came in like I was actually, as a bard, I was entertaining in the tavern. So this leader comes in with 3 or 4 other thugs, and he's like, "Okay, where is so and so? We're here, And I just from the stage basically just cast that at the guy, and dropped him dead.
oh,
The damage
nice.
roll was enough. As the DM said, he suddenly grabs the sides of his head, blood pours out of his ears, and he drops.
Nice.
Now the rest of his henchmen are all standing there going,
Yeah, if that didn't work for me, my next thing was to cast a fireball, which would have been 12d8s.
Nice.
So, hopefully that would have done something.
Yeah.
Well, I could cast that at a higher level, that spell too, and do more damage with it, but it doesn't change the save. So
My dad just came in to inform me that I really have to go.
Okay.
Apparently there's
All right.
something.
Perfect
So-
timing then. Thanks again,
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
in chat,
I would
for
like to
helping us
thank
out
you,
with
everyone.
the reroll.
Thank you, and we'll see you.
Thank you.
So me, DM will be live whenever your Lex live, and me and
Yeah.
DM will be
oh wait,
together
before
next
DM
Friday.
before DM kills the stream, anybody and everybody, before you go, axes for the Adventurer's Forge.
Thank you, Bob.
Donate your axes, quick, everybody.
Yep.
Including players.
Including players. this
Yeah.
time.
Did that already when we
That's-
first got in, but thanks for the reminder.
That's gone up
I'm waiting for
a
it
nice
to load.
chunk today.
right.
Just give me a second. I'll wrap up the stream and then we can have a chat on Zoom or shoot off
Yep.
if you need to. Nice. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. Much appreciated. And watch this space. I'm on Discord. If I will just drop the link. If you want to join, find out when we're playing this next. because I'm quite looking forward to the next instalment of this game. And we need to find someone to raid. I believe Aaron is up.
Let's see. Darth Nicholas is up. Ethnos is up, and Coffee Quills is up. Pick one.
Cool.
Why don't you give Darth some love?
Darth, I think. I've not raided Darth for quite a while.
And Darth was here in the stream a little bit too.
Yes.
And we have 22 people to raid with, so.
Let's use them.
But thank you so much, guys, for all your help with the rerolls. I think that has been incredibly useful.
Yes.
Yes.
Hang on, I'll just cancel that raid because I think I got the name wrong.
DARTH underscore.
Underscore, I missed the underscore.
NIKOLKS.
Also, the other thing I was tempted to do was telekinesis against it, so it would make it think it was frightened. Like, you are a chicken, run away.
And as always, my raid shout is Varangians at the gates. If someone can tell Darth when I get there that I will be there shortly. We're just going to have a post-game chat. And thank you everyone for coming. It's been a blast. Quite enjoyed my first ever live stream D&D game.